Hello, wait a moment. I have a problem with the live. Copy this link. Okay, here we are. Should be ready finally. I hope you can see me. Let me check here. Okay, you can see me. It's working in the chat. Okay, it's working. Perfect. Okay. Sorry for the problem. The YouTube crash. Sometimes can happen. Okay, so I hope you can get the new link, but if you subscribe the channel of eSUN, for sure you get the new link immediately. So here we are again. Thank you for joining me. Let's hope some other people will join us soon. And today I will start to work on this helmet that I printed last time. If you check my first video here on the YouTube channel, I show how to print this helmet. This is the Roman infantry helmet. Now it's not connect all the piece. This file is from the Patreon of Mystery Makers. You have the link here in the description if you want to check his work. He makes some amazing, amazing job. I really suggest you to check his Patreon. I follow him from more than 1 year now. And so far, I really, really love his work. He made a lot of stuff, especially regarding Star Wars. And now is a very good moment for Star Wars with, of course, the new season of Mandalorian. They just released the trailer of the new Ahsoka trailer. So if you love Star Wars, if you love 3D printing, you should definitely check his Patreon and check his job because he makes some amazing, amazing work. Okay, let me adjust here. So today we start to sand and polish this helmet because in the end we want to try to use the graphite and make something like this. This my Mando helmet is always by Mystery Maker Patreon. So as you saw, his files are very, very good. And this he was sanding and painting and used the graphite. So I want to teach you how to reach this effect of the metal like a Beskar. It's very nice, very smooth with the Roman helmet. This helmet, when I print, it was printed in different pieces. Here, if you see the crest, it was 3 parts. I already glue it, the part, because I used one glue that he took very long for stick, almost 24 hours. But after he passed 24 hours, it's very tough. So I've decided to wait a little bit. So I decided to glue it 1 day earlier. So I'm ready for the live. And here the helmet, it was 3 parts. One part is the front, one part is the back, and one part is the top of the dome here. This one was printed without the support, and inside you can see this because it was totally support free, only some support on the visor here. When I printed this one, I had one problem, one issue, because not for the file, of course, but because I printed this file using 2 different printers. I print the lower part with the flsun V400 and with the filament of the eSUN PLA plus gray. The top here, I print with a Bamboo P1P, always with the eSUN filament. And even if the printer are calibrated very good, they always have some difference, like 0.2, 0.3 millimeter when you print the square to check for the E-step. And it looks very minimal problem. But when you print something big, and the flsun has one tolerance, the Bamboo Lab has another tolerance, this 0.203 millimeter difference grow in the space, it become like 1 millimeter, 2 millimeters. So in the end, I have the top here that was a little bit more external than the front, than the lower part. So this part is a little bit over. This one because I printed with two different printers with different tolerance. So what I did here, I use this one that is a normal stucco for the wall. When they paint, they put something like that. I cover here the gap and sand them very hardly here for make as smooth as I can for recover the gap. This one also I had to did yesterday because if I make on the live now, after I cannot work anymore with the helmet. And for glue it, this was the glue that I used. This is a normal A+B glue, stick together. And here, if you can see lower, I try to use with the light. Here, this marker that you can see here, I'm using the soldering gun here for melt the plastic together and stick. So this one, they will never fall down anymore. So after this preview, this stuff for the beginning, let me check here if there is some messages. Otherwise, hello, Mark. Hello, Sunny. Okay, you got the new link. I'm happy of this one. Okay. So today, what we will start to do, we will start to sand few hand of sanding on the helmet, and we'll finish to put the first layer of primer filler, and try to make as smooth as I can on the first time directly. After that one, the next live next week, if the helmet is ready, we will start to use the graphite. So I will start to show to you how to apply the graphite, how many times you need to use it, and how to make sure that the graphite is stick on the helmet and doesn't stick on the hand. You see, before I touch the helmet, it's very clean. Most of the big problem on the graphite when you apply is that remaining sticky on the helmet, and everything you touch is dirt. It makes dirty your hand. So next time we'll start to show about that one. But today we start to sand for sand the helmet here. Okay. I use this one for the beginning. And because this helmet is already very smooth, I can start directly with 180 grams here. So let's start to sand. Let me put a good point of camera here. Okay. Wait, let me cover 1 second the computer with some paper, or I can say bye-bye to my computer. When you use this one, it's very good idea to make circular movements. Don't go straight because it make more smooth surface because you can cut the lines. And don't stay too long time on the same point, or when you make this sanding, you create a lot of heat. And if you stay too long in the same point, you start to overheat the plastic. This is still plastic. You melt and you make some holes. So it's important to make few times in one point and after change position. Of course, you cannot reach the small part here. For this part, I will go to use some other tools, something smaller, like this one, something flexible, like this one, something more soft, like this one. There are different tools for reach every part of the helmet. You see, always circular movement, round. When you see here, I use the gray PLA of the eSUN because when I sand, it changes color, and you see, it's very easy to see. Here, I don't see anymore the line. It's already very, very smooth here. Here, still some line. Here, I need to insist a little bit more but in the second time, because if I make it now, I will melt the plastic. Some part, like this one here, it's almost impossible to pass the sanding. It's very difficult because it's too small and you cannot recover the detail. So this one you need to try by hand to use a little bit on the top, and for the down you must have a very smooth surface for have a good result. Otherwise it's very difficult for reach here inside. With the PLA plus of the eSUN, usually I have very good result already. So that's why I can start with 180 grams of the sanding machine. Before, I usually start from 60, but like now, using the FLSUN and using the bamboo, I was able to skip the first 3 or 4 times sanding and pass directly to 180. Same topic is here. This part you cannot send, because if you send, you will ruin all the amazing detail that this helmet has. Look here. This one, the secret is just you need to print good at the beginning. So you need to tune your PLA, you need to tune your printer. In the description, you can find my profile of Cura slicer and Prusa slicer for the FLSUN V400 and the PLA Plus of eSUN. So if you have this printer or if you have the bamboo, I also shared last time my profile. You can use my profile and this filament to print to achieve this kind of quality. This is, I cannot say that it's almost racing, but it's very good. It's super detailed and super smooth. This helmet is really amazing. I really love these files. Okay. So I can send only on the top part here. This part I can go manually a little bit, but this part I will not touch at all because I will just ruin the detail. It will be a shame. So just let pass here. Yeah, just pay attention because you see this one is moving. If you use too much stress, you can break it. So here, better go well hand. In the meantime, I would like to know something about you. What are you printing in these days? You saw that there is the new trailer of Ahsoka of Star Wars. How many of you are in hype for the new Star Wars TV series? I hope it will be a little bit better than Obi-Wan, except for the actor, Ivan McGregor, who was a little bit not very good. But I have a great hope on the new TV series, also because I love Star Wars. I have so many lightsabers, many helmets, and I cannot wait to see also what the other patrons they will make and what I can print for Star Wars. The secret for making the helmet super smooth is take your time and sanding as much as you want until you are not happy of the result. Sometimes you can just sand very fast and have a very good surface. Sometimes you want to be more precise, you need to sand more time. This is the longest part of the props to make the good helmet. You need to take your time, sand. If you are not happy of the result when you pass the primer, don't be afraid of come back from the beginning, sand again and do it again. More time you sand, better will be the result every time. Armac, adoro i Mandalorian, Mando è stupendo. Infatti mi sto guardando la terza stagione anch'io adesso, sto aspettando che finiscano e guardarla tutte insieme su Disney Plus. Armac said that he loved the Mandalorian TV series. I also love it. I didn't watch anything about season 3 because I'm waiting until the end and watch in one day all the episodes on Disney Plus. So I can't wait to see what happened. And this helmet also, I really love it. You also want to print it, and let's check together how is the result. Maybe you can choose a different color scheme in the end, not graphite, and you can share to me and see. Let me see your result. This part here is where we're going here, so you don't have to sanding, so you can save your time. Okay, we almost finished the first time. Someone else, instead of this machine for sending, they use that rotor one that is connected to the air compressor. It's much better the other model. I have this one for two reasons. First one, it's very noisy, that the other one, and I don't have a studio outside the home, so it's already this one is very noisy. My wife already killed me, and also that one make much more dust. So it's a little bit more difficult to manage if you don't put a vacuum connected here. But the other one that make the rotor movement, he has great power of sanding. He will make something much more easier and simple and faster with the other model. Okay, the first part is done. Now let me clean a little bit. Let me put away the Mando, otherwise I will dirty. Let's remove the extra dust. So now it's time to go to make the smaller part. I start always with the 120, 240 is enough. This one, of course, using the hand, you have less power, but is enough for reach the small part like this one. The first time, you don't need to be super detailed, because now I will go to apply one putty filler all over the printer. And after that one is the time to apply to sand for good. So now it's just a path for remove some imperfection if you have an imperfection on the printer, nothing more. Here you see there is some line because when you print the dome is normal. This one will be disappear using this red oxide here. Is a putty, a sandable filler. Is a filling the imperfection. It's very good. It's very smelly, but it dry very fast and is sandable by water. And he helped a lot for making this kind of stuff smooth. So let's start to use that one. But first, for using this kind of product, always wearing the gloves. Don't touch it with your hands because it's not healthy. Amrak, you also wait that it will finish. Yeah, many people do like this. I don't like to watch one episode and wait 1 week. The only problem is to avoid the spoiler online on Facebook and the other social media. It's very difficult to avoid all the spoiler, but if you can, it's a good way for watch. I also make in the same way. So for apply this one, I usually use some sponge. How to use this one, I already showed last time. This one is a new one, need to open. Let me throw. Just put a little bit. The first time is a little bit more liquid. Now is arriving a good one. With a sponge, spread all over the print. This one, it will cover the small gap. You need to pass 2 times normally, especially here in the dome that is very, very dirty. If you put too much, don't worry, because you can just pass more time the sponge and remove, or you can use some cutter for remove some extra part. And just put everywhere. This one is good because you can sand by water, so it's more easy to remove it later, make smoother, and it dry super fast. The part here, few minutes more, and it's already dry and ready to sand almost. And this one let me work faster. Before I use another product that you need almost 12 hours for dry. So after I make one layer, I need to stop. Now, the time that I finish this one, I go to the other side. When I make the second side here, this part is already ready to sand. Unfortunately, this product you cannot find in Europe. They only sell it here in China. But in Europe, you have much more different kind of product like Bondo, like Rust-Oleum. They have the Bondo filler that are very good. If you put too much, you see, just use some blade for reach the corner. You can use some finger because you have the gloves, and remove it. Bye bye, Tanni. I think Tanni is leaving. So what kind of project are you making these days? Let me know right here in the comment. I'm curious. After this one, I'm also start to work on some racing project, and I'm trying to bring also here on the live next time after we finish this project, because first we need to finish some tutorial also about the resin, how to cure the resin, how to remove the support, my way. So I will print something else with the resin printer and making the live together and see how to remove the support, how to cure. Some people before remove the support and after cure the resin, someone before he curing and after he removed the support. There is not the good way. Everyone has his own way, and I will show you my way, like the song, my way. This I will try to avoid to pass here because it's already very clean and I'm really afraid to lose some of these amazing details. So that part I will not pass. See here, you just pass a blade. If I don't cut myself, I will be more happy. And you recover it. Okay, the important is you didn't cut the gloves, I don't touch anything. Amaran, I'm using, sto usando una resina bicomponente, sembra buona. Dopo la stampa ho passato la resina, ora è scartavetro. Ma forse è meglio scartavetro un po'? Ah, you're making, stai facendo la maschera del tacco dei giganti. Sì, ho capito qual è. Credo che sia il file di Yosh. Bellissimo file anche quello. Per la resina bicomponente penso che sia la resina ipossidiaca, quella fatta apposta per questo tipo di progetti. A me non piace tanto perché si asciuga subito ed essendo liquida a volte entra in pasti dove non deve andare ed è un fastidio dopo da rimuovere e soprattutto non si carteggia così bene, devi comunque carteggiarci pesante. Preferisco questo lavoro qui perché è più semplice da carteggiare e più semplice da rimuovere. Per quando passarla, dipende, se la stampa è già molto pulita, puoi anche passare direttamente la resina. Se la tua stampa, la stampa ha diverse imperfezioni o cose varie, magari una sgrassata prima, una carta vetrata a 120 sicuramente ti semplifica la vita. Amra asked if you need to use the resin, the bicomponent resin for smooth the PLA before or after the sanding. And I suggest that depends on the quality of your print. If your print is already smooth like this one, you can simply skip and put directly the resin. If your print is not very smooth, change you can use the resin. You can use sanding paper a little bit like I did before, just to show to you. And after you can directly use the resin. But I'm not a big fan of that resin because it's too liquid, you pour too much everywhere, and it's more easy, more difficult to sand it, it's more tough. This one is much more easy and dry faster. Here. I have to admit that I never watched the Attack of the Titans. Just watched the first 2 episodes, and I don't remember for which reason, but I didn't continue. I should recover because many people say that it's very interesting anime. The problem is the time. I don't have time for do everything. I need the time of 48 hours. Okay, we almost finished to pass the first layer of this cream. After you pass in the part that you don't want, immediately use the blade. So it's very soft and it's more easy to remove it. Otherwise, you can still pass later, but it will be a little bit more tough. So just like this one, you recover all the parts. If you like what are you watching, if you want to see more stuff like this one, please let me know, write in the comment. And if you like, please subscribe the channel. It's free, it just takes a few seconds, especially because I still have some problem with the YouTube live sometimes as you saw before. So we always receive a notification when I go live with the correct link, and you can watch, stay with us, and have a chat together. And maybe, who knows, in the future we can also have some surprise. We can show you some new product, like last time that I talked about the PLA HF, high flow filament that is designed for work much much better with a faster print. Now everyone is promoting fast printer. Creality will release his model soon, next after a few days. La QD, yeah. I just released a new model. Every Prusa is making his model, even if it's not very fast, that one. So everyone is going to the high flow clipper system printer. So also the filament, you need to adapt to the new printers. And eSUN has this amazing filament that it works very, very good. Okay, a little bit here. Now let's cover also here. And many people, they forgot to cover this part. Also, this part is important. Try to don't ruin too much the detail inside, but anyway, inside I have the visor, you will not see too much. But it's a shame because look, so many details. This file, I told you before, but maybe if you just connect it, is from the patron of Mystery Maker. He's a great, great artist that from Croatia, I think, that he make amazing file, especially of regarding Star Wars. And now that is the Star Wars Day, soon there will be May 4th again, the new season of Ahsoka. So there is no better better moment to print something about Star Wars, I think. It's a very good moment. Okay, let's close this one. Let me see if somebody else writes something. Okay, here. Okay. So the sponge we can throw. And now finish to sand a little bit here. So I will be more happy with this putty filler that will dry a little bit more. And after I can start to sand. This is dirty. A new one. Unfortunately, the sanding process is something that every maker hates because it's taking long time, lot of time. Need to be very precise, and everybody would like to paint, just print and paint. Unfortunately, it's not like this with this 3D printer. With these new printers and the new filament, it's much more easy. This one I printed with the flsun V400 and the eSUN PLA Plus, and as you saw, is already very, very smooth. All the details are very crispy and clear. So he simplified the process a lot. I remember when I started 3 years ago to make this hobby, because it's still a hobby for me. When I print something with the first Creality and Creality PLA, before to make a surface smooth like this one, I need to spend hours sending from 60 to 80 to 120, primer filler. I spend a few days only for reach the result of this one now. So now the printer, they are growing faster and much more accurate than ever. So everything is easier and easier, likely. But still, you need a lot of work. It's not so simple. Okay, in the meantime that this one is drying a little bit more, let's check this one. This one is not too much that we can do because it's already very smooth. And this line here we will cover when we use the primer filler because otherwise it will be a mess to cover the detail. So I just use a little bit this one. Just to make a little bit more smooth the surface. These kind of tools are very good because you can cut the paper according to the grind that you need it and pass on this one. If you use just the normal paper by hand, you cannot use the correct strength. This one probably I will make gold, because in the render that Mystery Maker make of this helmet, he make a very nice render with the gold, like the Roman soldiers, the centurion. So why not? Also, maybe not many of you know I'm from Italy, from Rome, so I'm very close to this kind of project. Remember me home. Now, for this one. Okay, here, there is some small lips here. In the top surface, it has some grinding also here. So this one, for sanding, it will be a little bit a mess. This one, usually, I just going with a primer filler and use a lot. So where is this flat surface here, it will make one layer of paint and be very smooth. The problem is, for example, this small part here, if I use too much primer filler, it will cancel these tiny details here. So we need to hide. For hiding, we can use some mask. Wait, let me clean here. Otherwise, I cannot do anything. You need to work in a place that is cleaner as you can, or you dirty your paint, your printer, your printer. You don't know how many times I paint something. I just put 1 second on one table. There was some paint, some resin, and I ruined everything. So for covering this one, let me adjust the webcam. Oh, I'm using some tab. I will just put where I don't want to use too much filler, like here. So I will cover this part, so I can put a lot of primer filler here to cover this small imperfection without ruining this part. Armac, what's your next helmet? I planning to make Mando. Mando, I already make it. Next one, I still don't know. I still have to finish the Samurai Iron Man that I print, but I need to paint. And wait, I will show you. Maybe you didn't see. Wait a moment. Here we are. Here. Wait, change the camera. Okay, moment. Here. This one. This beauty. This I print with all the leftover of the eSUN PLA that I had. This one is the marble. This is the pink one. This is the skin color. Also this one, I need to finish to sand, because to sand and paint. Maybe in one next live in the future, I will make it. Otherwise, I need to see. Normally, I follow a few patrons, and if I saw something that inspired me, I print. I saw Yosh make one nice helmet of Batman. As you can see here, also I really love Batman. I have also the necklace, but I already have many helmets of Batman, so I still don't know. If you have something nice that you see in some Patreon, you can tell me. You can share to me the link, and I can get the file, and we'll try to print for you. Now with a blade, I will go to cut around. Now is not a problem if you are not very precise, because it's just to protect this leaf to don't get too much paint. But if you are painting something and you need to mask, you need to be very precise. Otherwise, after you need to repaint everything. And it happens so many times to me. Like, for example, didn't stick. I mean, now you get the shape. It's very easy. Just pull and block. After you make this one for all this circle, I can use the spray for make a lot of primer filler. So I can cover these small lines here. Probably from the webcam you cannot see. It's not flat because the ironing only gets the last layer. This layer didn't get it very well. Also because I don't use ironing, because I'm not a fan of the ironing. And after I will recover and use up a lot of primer fill to make that surface smooth, I can remove this cover, this mask here, and I just give another layer of primer fill to primer also the leaves. Like this one, I will not lose any details. The Elmo Samurai is very nice, even like this. Yeah, it looks more a Power Ranger, all the Power Ranger together like this one, with all the colors, except the back, the marble. That is not suited too much the marble on the helmet, but I need to admit that the marble PLA, like all the matte PLA, they hide the layer very well. If I print all the file on the marble, it will looks like a stone. It will be very good, but unfortunately, it's not good for my purpose. I use the marble PLA for print some statue and come out amazing. But for the helmet that I need to sanding is just a little bit waste. But I was a period that finished all the PLA from eSUN. I want to print this one, so I use all the leftover. Okay, half is done. The last two parts here, and we finish this one. I will start after to sand a little bit the big helmet to show to you, and after I will go to primer and show to you the result next live, because the primer need a long time. Also because these days in China here, I live in a city near the river. I have a lot of humidity. Last time the thermometer says 95% humidity. Is a nightmare. Likely is not a wet humidity, so I don't have water, I don't have problem with the printers, but it's not good to use the spray can when it's a lot of humidity, because you can get some malfunction from the primer, get some dirty, some spot on the print that ruined something. So when it's so much humidity, I prefer wait to paint. I got so many problems in the past for the humidity. Anyway, thank you, Amaranth, for all your questions. You're keeping me very busy. Everyone, if you have question, please feel free to send to me, right? Let's have a chat. And remember also to click like and comment the video, please. And don't forget to subscribe. So next time when I will continue to work on this helmet, we can continue together. You can see the progress, and also you can share to me your work. You can follow me on my Facebook or my Instagram. The link you can find in the description, so you can follow me there. You can share what are you doing, what did you do, and we can have a chat together. Okay, so now it's covered, this one. I can go to primer later, but first I need to make also this part. And I should have also two small dots that I need to find back. It's a little bit messy here. I will find it later. But anyway, that part they don't need to be sand, so it's okay. So let's start to sand a little bit back the big helmet and put back the blade, because this one is dangerous. Okay, now for the blade, I remove the 180 and I can go directly with the 240. Okay, now I need to move very far from the computer because I will make a lot of dust. So wait a moment, adjust the camera. Otherwise, next live, I don't have any more a computer. And I don't think it's a good way to work. Yeah. Okay. Okay. When you pass this one now, you don't need to be too aggressive, otherwise it will remove too much. First time, just pass gentle with the sandler. The second time, we just go with the wet sandpaper per 100 grams to make more smooth, and it will be finished. Armac, ottimo, decisamente migliore questi video. But yes, the first time I made some video because everyone was talking about the P1P flsun V400, so I decided to talk about that one. But yes, we will make more video regarding working. So you can see with my hand when I'm sanding, when I'm painting, when I'm soldering, when I make the visor from this one, how to make the LED for the eyes, some settings, so more practical stuff, because I think it will be more interesting also for you. See, all the putty filler is fall down, just pass gently. This one here is already super smooth. If I will use a normal paint, I can almost stop here with this helmet. I can just put 2 layers of primer filler, and after use one color, one metal, chrome, gold, black, whatever I want, and it will be very smooth. But because I need to use the graphite you need to be super smooth. If it's not super smooth, the color in the hand will become like a black. More smooth is the helmet, more clean metal effect like this one with my hand dirty. More nice finish metal you have. This one you need to make super smooth. So take your time, make more time here sanding, but in the end it will be repay with amazing result. So, as you see, when you pass this putty filler and after you sand, all the small imperfection, the camera here, they already almost disappear. It's very good. Here you can still feel the gap. This one need to pass a few times more because I told you before there was a problem that I printed with 2 different printers, so they have 2 different tolerance, and it caused that the piece doesn't match perfectly. That was my fault because I want to print faster. I should just wait. Wow, already super smooth. Here, always pay attention. I use my hand on the back or give support because otherwise it will break. And for the inside, always use some blade. Help you to remove all the putty filler finish inside. Pay always attention when you use the blade, don't cut like I did before. Oh, look. Before, after. I know that for the webcam, maybe you cannot understand, but it's super smooth already. If you use a product similar to this one, you can find by yourself and try. You will feel the difference immediately. Okay, almost finished. As you see, this stucco, after I pass a few minutes, and is already ready to be sand. Here, no, I change the camera. Okay, let's recover here. And now, let's go in some part smaller that I cannot reach with the big sander. Also the small part here near the corner that you cannot reach with that one, I can use one 320 soft. This can help to reach this corner, you see. You need many tools for reach every single corner. Some part that will be very difficult, you can use some resin, maybe you can help. I use the nail polish, I find it better. It's more easy, less dirty, and less poisoning. And here still remaining a little bit of the layer, the circle when I painted the top of the dome like in all helmet, but that one will pass a second time of putty filler and it will disappear. At first, one time you need to pass the primer filler. That it will help. If you find some spot that is more tough, you can go down with the 120 or 240 to have more grip and remove it, because you need to remove all the small exceed of this putty. Otherwise, when you pass the graphite, you will see. Look at this part, I use 120 because I cannot sand very well there. Look, disappear. This part, after I will pass one time the primer filler, I will see here, I will see, where is the camera? I will see how is the result. If I'm happy, I will just continue like this. If I see some imperfection, in that case, I will go with some resin or some nail polish to make smoother some small part without affecting the quality of the print. Remember always to turn your helmet in every position. If you look like this, yeah, it's nice. After you need to watch also here. And people, they forget this part because always watch like this. Okay, here is almost done. A little bit more recover here. Different blade. This is shorter, it's more easy. As you see, I use many different tools because there is not one tool that works for everything, unfortunately. You must have many small tools. So according to the situation, you can change and reach every part. How many? Okay. Okay. This part here, and it's finished. Okay. This one now I'll pass the hair gun for clean this to recover the part, and it's ready for sand, for paint the first time. But this one, it will be for another day. So for today, let me change the webcam. Okay, yeah, I'm back. Okay, so it's past already 1 hour and start to be tired. So for today, we finish here. I show the first step of polish and sanding and helmet with just one time sanding and one apply of one putty filler. I already got a super smooth surface. Still need to recover here the gap a little bit. More time of putty filler and it will be ready. But this one is already very smooth. This one I will use directly the primer filler for don't ruin all the details. The top here will go like this. So this part is not necessary. This one will be very easy. And here we'll connect the ears and we mask the center ring so I will not lose the detail that Mystery Maker create on this print. So for today, it's okay like this. If you're happy, if you like what you saw, one more time, please write here in the comment, let me know. Put a like, subscribe to the channel, please. Help me to grow here. And follow me on Instagram and Facebook. You find the link in the description. So you can share and show me also what are your current project. And we can have a chat there. So for today, it's over. Thank you for